No decisions made in executive session. We have with us our treasurer now.
Yes. Okay.
Oh,
That
thank
is
you.
done. We just wrote in pencil in case,
Okay.
but yeah, it paid, we marked all the ones that are paid in full or half payments or whatever. So,
Perfect. Oh, they're on to us.
yeah, there's quite a few.
Well, good.
Yes, it's been quite nice. People are paying their taxes. Okay, so far for the 2021 tax roll, the whole, everything, we've already collected 65% as of yesterday, so. Woohoo. It's been quite nice. And we've gotten through all the mail and everything, all the online taxes have been posted, all the mailed in, checks have been posted and taken to the bank.
And taken to the bank.
And taken to the bank. We've had a couple of people have asked, here's my check, when is this gonna go to the bank? So, that has
You
been,
have my account number, don't you?
uh-huh,
Okay.
yeah,
Make sure it's in my account.
yep, sure, yep.
How much do you want?
So yes, taxes have been going smoothly. Jen has picked up on training very quickly. I'm very pleased. So that's been a great help. I closed a bank account at Bank West and transferred the money to another bank account at Bank West. We had two that were earning high interest, but that just creates two bank statements. So I just combined them. And it'll be less signature cards for you guys if we ever have to do another change, which eventually we will.
Next year.
Yeah. Yep. So, the facility fee that was added to the motor vehicle transactions, that's that $250 that I'm sure you guys have heard a lot about. It was actually instated in like 2017, so it's been around for a long time. But the whole purpose of the facility fee was to update the facility, and that never got done. So at the end of the year, the money just gets transferred back into the general fund, so the county gets to keep it. But if you're not gonna use it, I don't wanna charge it. So I had the opportunity of either keeping it or getting rid of it. So for registration year 22, next year, we're not gonna charge the $250 a vehicle, which will be fine. So this year, all the money that's in there, that's the motor vehicle fund, the Fund 43. I've been using it to update the facility. So I got a new printer, I got new computers, I got things that it's supposed to be used for. So we won't need it next year anyways. And I think that'll make the taxpayers a lot happier. Because it doesn't show up on your renewal form. And so,
So now, what are you gonna do when you need new computers next time? You gonna add it back
every
on?
year we can add it or remove it.
So,
But I have new computers now, all new computers. They haven't arrived yet, but I have purchased all new computers for every workstation. So every one of my computers will be brand new in there. And I can just budget in my normal treasurer's budget for when I do need new computers, instead of it coming out of the motor vehicle.
So you won't be coming out of motor vehicle anymore?
Just capital outlay.
Right, right. So I'll just take that into consideration in budget time next year.
Okay, because I would hate to think that down the road you're gonna add another $250 on because you need new computers.
No. The state did that because the state used to provide the computers to us. So the year that they stopped, they also gave us this option. We opted in to do it, but then we never opted out and we never really used the money. So I took the opportunity to use the money this year and opt out for it next year. So it should balance. And I'll just take it into consideration for budget for next
Right.
year
See,
yeah.
I can understand why they did it that
Right.
well, because look at all the people that live in Cheyenne County
Right.
don't own any property other than the
Right.
vehicle.
Right,
So that was a tax that helped, now we're gonna
Right.
dump it on all the landowners. Is that correct?
well,
I mean,
essentially, it'll get spread more,
yeah,
yeah.
so,
But that if you don't use it, it has to go back to general. It can't just sit there. So it's part of the statute that 43 has to be zeroed. It has to be transferred back to the general.
Yeah.
And like last year, I transferred 16,000 back to the general. So if we're not going to use it, I don't want to charge it. I mean, I know we use it, but it's been a argumentative point.
What it was designed for, as you're saying.
Yes, we're not using it for what it was designed for.
Okay.
I'd rather all of the departments take their budget into consideration and know what they need and what they don't need and have it come out in the levy
yeah.
than have it come out in an extra fee. Does that make sense?
But it's a fair fee. Everybody that,
Well, no,
But
no,
those
because if you
computers
don't-
aren't just used for motor vehicles, right?
They're not. And it's not necessarily a fair fee because, like me, I have one vehicle, so I pay $250. Farmer Joe has 3 semis, 14, he has his grain trailers and all. He pays $250 for every single one. And when your renewal notice comes out, it doesn't take that into consideration. So when he pre-writes his check and comes in, and then I go, oh, you owe us $25 extra for a facility fee because it's $250 for every single one of them.
yeah,
And then they want to know where the money goes and how it's being used, and
right.
so. And there is a small part of every motor vehicle transaction that goes into the motor vehicle fund to help fund motor vehicle and other things. So I'll
And you're still gonna get some money.
yes, that fund will still get funded for use, but it just isn't gonna get the extra $250. So, and I talked to some other counties and they have all dropped it. I think Sherman County is the only one that hasn't dropped it. Thomas County never did it. Rollins County did it and then for 1 year and then haven't done it since. So I think its usefulness is, we all just need to take it in our budget consideration. So that will go into effect next registration year, so in January. So the heavy trucks and trailers and all the farmers will be happy that they're not gonna have to pay that. The daily balancing, I'm trying to close the year in a timely fashion. I'm hoping to get it closed tomorrow or this weekend, so that when business starts on Monday, it's the new fiscal year, it's the new, and we can just go. But I have to get to zero, and I'm not quite to zero. I'm at about $1,100 because each day they weren't getting to zero. So I have this crazy spreadsheet that has all of these different transactions that I'm trying to then balance, and there's pennies here and pennies there. So it's getting a little tedious. I am down to pennies here and pennies there. I've reached out to the auditors to find out how to deal with some transactions that I don't know how to deal with. And I haven't gotten a response, so I hope I get a response today or tomorrow, so that I can get that done and so I can get that closed. So with that though, there are some questionable transactions, so I don't know if we want to, if I can call executive sessions to discuss it or if I can't.
Advice of counsel.
Okay, that would be great if we can do, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes.
I move we have 10 minutes of executive session for advice of counsel.
Second.
I have a motion for 10 minutes of executive session for advice of counsel. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, motion carried.
Just right there where it says off.